Cool. So, as usual, we're going to get started today on our mats. But before we do, I want to thank you for joining me. I also want to remind you how the Spotify situation works. So, I've got a playlist on my Spotify page, Isabel Allen Yoga. It's the June 2020 playlist. And it has a couple of silent tracks at the beginning. So that way you can press play, make your way onto your back on your mat, and don't have to worry about like getting up again and pressing play to start the music. So before we do anything else, I'll go ahead and do a countdown for that. So we'll all press play at the same time. So go ahead and grab your device that has your playlist on it if you're using one. And I'll just do a 3, 2, 1 shoot. So we'll go starting, we'll hit play in 3, 2, 1, play. And now you can make your way to your mat. Might roll onto your back here if that seems like it would feel good. You can also find a seated position if that sounds better, or man, maybe this morning you just woke up and like legs up the wall sounds good, or even child's pose. I'm going to encourage you to find a shape that feels really good for you and your body today. So if you find your way into a shape and it's not feeling really good in your body, that's your clue. Like that's your first indication that it's a good time to find a different shape. I honestly don't really want to waste any time today, doing things that don't work for us. So I'd rather have you right away settle in to a position that really serves you. And as you find your way there, see what feels good as far as your gaze. So you might let your eyes close all the way. Maybe you just woke up and that feels really natural and really easeful. You can also gaze at a point on the ceiling or on the wall. Right? Remembering from the very start today that there's actually no way you can mess up this practice. So instead of worrying about that, allow yourself to simply be where you are and to breathe in a way that feels really good, and then to breathe out. Right, a couple more rounds of breath, inhaling through the nose here, and then exhaling through the nose. All right, full breath in, and a long breath out. And then let's let go of some tension here. So take a really big breath in. See if you can fill up to the very outer edges of your skin. And then open your mouth and just sigh out that breath. And then a softer inhale through the nose. And maybe a little bit softer on the exhale as well. So we have a little bit more space to work with. A little bit less to worry about. But I'm not going to lie to you today. I want to work hard. And I'm going to ask you to trust me today as we work through this practice. And not because I think I, inherently deserve your trust, but because it's bigger than me. This is a bigger deal. What we're working with in the world right now is much bigger than each of us. We often treat our yoga mats like they're a safe space, a sanctuary, or a haven, and they certainly can be. But to me, that really undermines what our mats can offer us if we look at this bigger picture and this greater context of what yoga has to offer. So I'm going to ask you to work hard today to get more comfortable standing in discomfort, to identify and stamp out injustices by sitting with them. I am asking you to take action starting on your mat. So we talk all the time about taking our practice off of our mat. But what are we practicing on the mat that we want to take with us? Right? This is much bigger than these postures. And I'll ask you right now to consider, what is it that you want to practice, that you want to get better at, that will serve you beyond the four corners of your mat? The offering for today is not a safe haven. The offering is to get uncomfortable and to practice using your tools. This yoga class today is not an escape. This moment in history right now demands action, and I am asking you to trust me because I know that you are strong, and I know that you are capable, and I know that you are resilient, and the world needs you. So as you rest here on your mat, before we even begin, What does it feel like to sit in stillness without falling for the tricks of the mind? Without feeling that need to wiggle the fingers or the toes just yet? What does it feel like to sit with any discomfort that arises to the surface? Yoga teaches us that we are in control of one thing, and that thing is our minds and how we create our reality. But we can't create reality if we aren't resting in it. We can't create reality if we spend all of our time living in fantasy. And by fantasy, I mean anything that isn't this exact moment. Fantasy exists in the future when we're planning and dreaming of what's to come. Fantasy exists in the past when we're kind of reliving these memories and softening the corners and the edges of them. Reality exists right here. And yoga asks us from the very first moment, the earliest texts tell us that yoga is showing up where you are. The first Yoga Sutra says, and right here, the practice of yoga exists, which means we can only practice where we are. And what we practice where we are, we get better at everywhere else. Those of you that have taken my class before know I say this all the time. What you practice, you get better at, right? And right now, it's more important than ever. Because every single thought that we have, we get better at having. And I'll touch on that a little bit more later. Right? Every single thought we get better at having, which means our thoughts lead to our words. And every single time we speak, we get better at speaking about something. If you've ever practiced, like a speech or have had the same conversation over and over, right? We get a little bit better at the details and at articulating what we mean. And this also leads to our actions and what we prioritize. So the same way that thoughts can become instinctual because they're habits, our words can also become more powerful as we practice them, and our actions as a result can become instinctual and strong. So as we work our way through these shapes today, I'm going to ask you to practice standing in that discomfort so that you get better at being uncomfortable. I'm going to ask you to push yourself maybe a little bit more than normally, but only because the work that we are doing is so much greater than each of us individually. And if we can contribute on a greater scale by practicing right here, that's yoga, that's action. So right here, right now, I'm going to ask you to feel that discomfort and to see if there's any of it that you're willing to let go of in order to step in a little bit deeper, to push those boundaries, those edges a little bit further for the purpose of personal growth and development. And then right here, right now, let's take a really big breath in through the nose, fill up the lungs all the way to the top, please. And then open your mouth and sigh out that breath. Go ahead and gather your knees up into your chest as you feel ready, welcoming yourself into the present moment. And we begin from a place of comfort, right? So that we've got something to grow out of, so that we know at any time we can come back to this. Because this moment right here this is easy, right? Cradling yourself in the present moment. Maybe that gentle rock from side to side feels really good on the low back, or, maybe stillness is still calm. But remembering that we're not here to seek this perfect, peaceful moment. We're here to seek action. We're here to continue to grow. We're here to practice what it is we want to get better at. So now go ahead and extend your heels up to the ceiling for legs up the wall. If those hamstrings are still feeling a little tight, don't sweat it. Keep the knees nice and bent. And as you breathe in through the nose, feel your heart space expand as your shoulder blades tuck beneath you. And as you breathe out, go ahead and lower your legs all the way to the mat. Nice and long, no rush to get there. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, a nice good morning stretch. Open up, sigh out that breath. And then take your left ankle, left heel, and bring it to the lower left corner of your mat. And then cross your right ankle over your left. Left hand grabs the right wrist, and we pull some length into that right side body, a little banana pose here. A couple rounds of breath to explore where the tension is. And if the tension's in the body, we adjust the body. If the tension is in the mind, we sit with that tension until it starts to settle. And as we reconcile those injustices, we step in a little deeper. Take one more breath in here. As you breathe out, release to center. Extend the right heel towards the lower right corner of the mat and cross the left ankle over. We switch the grip. It's right hand to left wrist. And now we pull a nice long stretch into that left side body. Full inhale. And a nice long breath out here. And a couple more like that, just to witness, to explore, to see what rises to the surface as we begin to move the body. And to witness how we respond automatically. And without too much judgment, is that response what we want to respond with? Or is it just what we've practiced in the past? Go ahead and release back to center. Gather the knees into the chest here, a little gentle rock from side to side. Nice. And then we'll bring the soles of the feet to the mat here. Now listen, bring your hands face down by your sides. We're going to try something a little bit different. I want you to imagine your back here like a cow back. So arching the back, lifting the front of the ribs. So there's a sway in the low back that lifts away from the mat, right? So gentle curve through that low back. Take a big breath in right here. And then keeping your hips down, it's a cat back. So try to press the back body into the mat as you scoop the front of the hips up towards the low ribs, right? You'll notice that your low belly begins to tone. Take one more big breath in right here. And as you breathe out, stick with it. We'll find that cow back. Breathe in to lift the ribs towards the ceiling. And then breathe out, cat back. Press that low back into the mat one more time. Cow back. Breathe in, hips stay down, ribs lift up. Exhale, cat back, ribs press down, hips stay down. Now hold here. Keep that low belly engaged. Drive your knees forward. Lift your hips up for a gentle bridge pose. But I want you to continue to think about that cat back, right? Rounding and rounding as you lift the hip points up, and you'll feel the glutes engage. Knees drive forward. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale, lower the back body down. Reach your arms overhead as you breathe in through the nose. And then roll off to the left side as you breathe out. Use that left arm as a pillow and pause. Right hand finds the ground in front of you. We pause for a moment. Eyelids can stay heavy. And this opportunity to feel ourselves safe and comfortable here. Knowing that in the future, we can always come back to this safety. That we have access to this whenever we want. But today we're going to push our boundaries. We're going to work hard. Find your way up to a seated position, please. Yeah. And in our seated position, just find your sit bones underneath you. Hands on the knees or on the shins. And as we find our seat, we're just going to take a breath in and lift through the chest, broaden the collarbone. Breath out around the spine, chin to chest here. Nice. That same back. Inhale, lift through the heart. It's that cow as we open the chest. And then cat as we round the spine back. Nice. Inhale for our cow. Lift, open, and expand. And exhale for our cat, rounding that back body. Now inhale, reach the arms up overhead and nice good morning stretch. You can reach for that ceiling. And then elbows wide, sigh out the breath. Plant your hands by your sides, fingers face out. Plant your feet in front of you. Reverse tabletop, we lift the hips. But instead of a sway in the low back, I want you to keep your hips lifted and gently scoop your tailbone underneath you. Almost finding that cat back, right? Kind of like the opposite of what you might imagine you should be doing. Take an inhale here. Exhale, release your seat down and go and sweep your legs out behind you. We'll find our way to all fours here for just a moment, continuing to work the spine. Breathe in cow pose without overthinking it. Dip the belly, lift the chin. Breathe out, cat pose. Round that spine, chin pulls into chest. Inhale, cow pose. Dip belly, lift heart. Exhale, cat pose. Drop tail, round spine, chin pulls in. And then breathe in for your tabletop position. And breathe out for child's pose. Knees wide, big toes to touch. Walk those arms long in front of the body. And feel the side bodies expand, right? If child's pose sucks right now, it just doesn't feel good in your body, find something that does feel good. There's no reason to waste our time doing anything that isn't allowing us to grow, allowing us to expand, or, at the very least, bringing us joy. And just because child's pose feels good to someone else doesn't mean it has to feel good to you. Instead, we prioritize ourselves. Take a breath in. If there needs to be a physical adjustment, make it. Take a breath out here. And then inhale for tabletop position. Don't overthink it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips lift up and back. We just kind of pedal out that dog. Breathing in. And breathing out. Yeah, and then start to exaggerate those pedals so that the hips dip from side to side. Can we soften the jaw as we do this and notice If we're falling into our old patterns, our old habits of safety and comfort, and if maybe we give ourselves permission to try something new, even if it feels a little awkward, even if it doesn't look like what we think yoga is supposed to look like. This is a time for practicing that growth, for practicing taking action. Settle into your down dog. Take a big breath in through the nose. And a nice long breath out here. Inhale high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and slowly walk your feet to meet your hands. Halfway lift as you breathe in here. And then exhale, ragdoll forward fold. Take a little rock from side to side. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And it feels good to bend one knee and then the other. Go for it. Maybe nod the head yes. Shake the head no. And then release your hands down towards your toes. Bring the weight into the heels and roll your weight slowly all the way to standing. Arms reach high to the sky as you breathe in here. Lift up, up, up. And then hands to heart center. Close your eyes or at least gaze downward. Right, take a moment here to settle into where you are. I like my feet a little bit wider for a little bit more support, stability, right? So feel out what feels good to you. So you might rock from side to side. Oh my goodness. Rock my cat, holy moly. You might rock from side to side, shift forward and backward, right? But really recognizing what it is for you that feels good in your feet right now. And with the feet connected, let's inhale, sweep those arms high to the sky, and exhale, forward fold, release it down. Halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. And then exhale, forward fold, weight in the heels, roll your way to standing. And as you roll to standing, I want you to focus on lighting up your glutes. Hands reach high to the sky. Take a full breath in, and this time pause here. But I want us to think about a couple things, how high we can reach to the fingertips, but also some things we've talked about in the past, right? Drawing the tailbone underneath us, knitting the low ribs in. And with the arms high, I want you to focus your effort on your legs. So without bowing the knees wide, I want you to imagine that there is a resistance band around your thighs. And you just press lightly into the resistance band to widen through the thighs. And you feel how the legs work a little harder. Big breath in right here. Exhale, forward fold, long spine. Halfway lift is your breath in through the nose. And then exhale, forward fold, bend your knees a lot. Listen, chair pose, Utkatasana, don't kill me. Arms reach high. And we take this time to put our tools to work, right? So what we practice on our mat, we get better at. It works physically, it works with our minds, it works with our breaths. So let's start with the physical body and use the tools we already have. Weight in the heels, just like mountain pose. We scoop our seat underneath us, we knit the low ribs, right? And then think about that resistance band on the thighs. Gently pressing it wide without bowing the knees. And notice how the low body's locked in. Right, all that power, all that strength, all that intensity, and can you sit with it? Arms reach high as you breathe and listen. This is not an escape. We're here to practice working hard. We're here to practice resilience. We're here to practice pushing to the very edge of our bodies and our minds. Take an inhale through the nose. I know you've got this. Exhale, lean and fly. Mountain pose, root to rise, drive through the heels, engage the glutes, arms reach high and then elbows wide, sigh out that breath. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, forward fold, we bow it down. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, high plank pose. Plant the hands, step it back, right? So, don't just get through this high plank pose. This moment right here shows up for us one time. So instead of dipping and trying to just get through this in the hips, I want you to lift the hips a little bit. Scoop the tail. Even here, knit the low ribs. Even here, imagine there's a resistance band around your thighs. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Flip the feet. Low cobra, inhale, lift the chest, relax the jaw. Exhale, lower it down. How about medium cobra? A little weight in the hands as you breathe and lift the chest. And then exhale, release it down. Remember, engage the glutes, widen the thighs. Inhale, high cobra, only if it feels good. Lift, up, up, up. Exhale, lower down. Tabletop position, your breath in. Down dog, your breath out here. Take a full inhale through the nose. And an open mouth exhale. Let's breathe in, lift high on those toes. Breathe out, drop the heels to the right side of your mat for a side body stretch. We've got one breath in right here. And one breath out. Inhale, high on your toes, down dog. Exhale, heels fall to the left. Full inhale. And full exhale, breathe in high on your toes, down dog. Breathe out, bend your knees, look at your hands, step or hop it, feet to hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Inhale, mountain pose, strong glutes, widen the thighs, knit the ribs, and exhale, elbows wide, sigh out the breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, release it down, you're good. You've got this halfway lift on the breath in, high plank pose, breathe out. And now listen, listen, listen. I want you to step back into this high plank like it is the best thing that's ever happened to you. And I know easy for me to say, right? Easy for me to say. But even this high plank, although it's challenging physically, it gives us an opportunity. It gives us an opportunity to practice being challenged, practice sitting with what it's like to work hard and to be uncomfortable. So know that you are strong. Give me 3 rounds of breath, a big inhale through the nose. And a long exhale here. Breathe in through the nose. You are so good. And breathe out through the nose. Nice. One more big breath in. You're going to love this. Down dog. Exhale, lift the hips up and back. Yeah. And then maybe one more time we pedal it out. Let go of that tension in the legs. Let go as much as possible of the distractions in the mind, the excuses, the storytelling, the negotiating that can happen all too often. And instead, choose where you are. And now, in this moment, exists the practice of yoga for you to seize. So practice what you want to get better at. Don't waste your time with self-doubt. Don't waste your time negotiating your way out of something you showed up to do for you today. Take a big breath in and choose it. And take a long breath out. All right, now we play. Inhale, high plank pose. Let's roll it forward. Listen. Exhale, lower halfway down. Option to find your knees. High plank is your breath in. Down dog, breath out. Inhale, roll it forward, high plank. Again, choosing it. Exhale, lower halfway. High plank, breath in. Down dog, breath out. One more time, high plank, we breathe it in. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. We find our up dog, our cobra of choice, and then downward dog, our destination, right? High on the toes, breathe it in. Bend your knees, look at your hands, step or hop it, feet forward. Halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, shift the weight into your heels and inhale for a chair pose, right? So practice finding those tools. I almost don't need to say them again. Weight in your heels in your chair pose. Outer thighs slightly widening with that resistance band. Tailbone scoops. Low ribs knit. Arms reach high, and all of a sudden you are going all in on this shape. You're going all in on what it's like to live. You are practicing resilience, stability. You are practicing being strong and pursuing your best self here. So don't let your mind trick you. Take a full breath in through the nose. Trust yourself. Exhale, lean and fly. Inhale, mountain pose, arms sweep all the way up, elbows wide, sigh out that breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift is your inhale through the nose. Listen up. Exhale, we'll step just the right foot back. Drop the right knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, arms sweep up to the sky. Nice. Exhale, settle the hips forward. We've got one more breath in to lift up, maybe that little back bend. And then exhale, hands come down to frame the left foot-ish, half splits. 2 rounds of breath. Inhale. And exhale. A full breath in. Can we broaden across the chest? Full breath out, knit those low ribs. Inhale, low lunge, crawl it forward. Pop your back knee off the mat. And exhale, plant your right hand firmly. Breathe in, simple twist. Left arm extends up to the sky. Exhale, scoop your right ribs beneath you. Take an inhale to lean into your left shoulder blade. Listen, horizon lunge. Roll to the outside edges of your feet. Dip those hips. Ooh, let's pause for 1 breath in. And 1 breath out. Inhale, lift it up and over, rainbowing that body, side body stretch all the way to wide-legged fold. And then right away, I want you to start rocking side to side. Opening up the outer hips, the inner thighs, finding a depth that works for you. I just feel like a spider right now. I don't know. All right. And then eventually we'll settle in the back of our mat in what is essentially a lateral lunge or skandasana. Right? So maybe the left toes point towards the ceiling. We widen the right knee here. Right? We scoop our tailbone here. We knit the low ribs. And then we relax our forward. And instead of getting caught up in the worrying, we pursue the present. We inhale to open the arms wide. Exhale, weight in your right heel. Inhale all the way up, 5-pointed star. How much space can you take up? And exhale, warrior 2, nice and early towards the top of your mat. So breathe in, sternum to fingertips. Breathe out, right hip towards left heel. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Just let it feel good. And then exhale, hands come down to frame your left foot. One breath in, we lengthen through the heart. And we breathe out, high plank pose, and we pause. Keeping your shoulders over your wrists. Shoulders nice and even. Weight equal in the hands. Drop your heels to the right side of your mat. Hold full breath in. And full breath out. Back through center, inhale. Heels to the left. Full inhale. And full breath out. Go ahead and lift the heels up and drop them to the right. This time, left arm extends high, side plank pose. Now, option to stay here. Option to stack the ankles. And if you're stacked, think about that resistance band on the thighs. Right, scoop your tail, knit your ribs. Take a big breath into your side plank pose. Exhale is chaturanga or skip it, downward facing dog. Right, but know that whatever choice you're making is your choice. And we're not here today to take it easy. Listen, there are days for that. But right now we need action. Right now we need that strength. So practice it here on your mat. Practice it here where it's easy, where you can take a break later, right? We can rest later on. But for right now, we cultivate that resilience by showing up for the present moment with vigilance. Take a breath in through the nose. And a breath out through the nose. Inhale, lift high on your toes, please. Exhale, bend your knees, look at your hands, and step, hop, or float it forward fold, top of the mat. Halfway lift your breath in. And forward fold your breath out. One more time, halfway lift, we inhale. Weight into the heels as you exhale. Use your tools. Inhale, chair pose. Every single time it gets easier, right? So the more often we practice doing something, the easier it becomes. And not just like in our bodies, sure, we're strengthening our muscles, but in our minds as well. The more often we practice paying attention to the details of chair, our heels, our thighs, our ribs, our arms, the easier it becomes to practice paying attention to those things. It's called neuroplasticity. You can start to train your brain to work for you. Breathe in. Exhale, lean and fly. Now hold here. Shift the weight into your heels. Glutes light up. One more breath in. And one more breath out. Inhale, mountain pose, arms sweep all the way to the ceiling and then elbows wide. Sigh out that breath, strong glutes. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift is your inhale. Exhale, left foot only steps back here. Low lunge, drop the knee, inhale, Anjaneyasana, right? So we let everything lift up and out. As you exhale, drive your right heel forward and then give me one more breath in to expand across the chest. Exhale, half splits, right leg straightens ish. 2 rounds of breath, you've got it. Inhale, no comparing to the first side, exhale. One more breath in to pursue this right leg. And one more breath out, low lunge, inhale, roll it forward. Pop your back knee off the mat, plant your left hand, and we've got right arm to the sky as you inhale, expand across the chest. Horizon lunge is your exhale. Let's pause here for a breath in. Right, really scoop that left rib cage under you as you breathe out. Inhale, lift and rainbow side body stretch. Exhale, Prasarita, wide-legged fold. And right away, we rock from side to side. Nice. And then we'll bend into the left knee, right toes face the ceiling. Yeah, if that doesn't feel good, keep the right foot planted. But think about widening your left knee here. Arms open wide, find that power, weight in the left heel, breathe out. Inhale, 5-pointed star, body gets big. Exhale, warrior 2 to the top of your mat. Nice. Scooping your right hip, dropping your left hip towards your right heel. Inhale, reverse your warrior, stretch it out. Exhale, low lunge, hands frame your right foot. Take a big breath in to lengthen the heart. Exhale, high plank pose. Soften your breath. Hold here. Trust your inhale. Trust your exhale. We've got a full breath in. Listen up. Heels fall to the left as you breathe out. One inhale and one exhale. Inhale, knees lift through center. Exhale, heels fall to the right. Feel the power press through the palms. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Inhale, back to your plank. Heels fall to the left, right arm high, side plank pose. Right, so if you can stay staggered, option to stack the ankles, option to add on if it serves you, right arm high, take a big breath in, and a big breath out. How about one more inhale, just indulge in this breath. Exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. Breathe in through the nose, please. Breathe out through the nose, you're so good. Inhale, high on the toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look at your hands, step, hop, or float it. Yeah, forward fold, inhale. Halfway lift. Weight in the heels, exhale. Chair pose for just a beat, a breath in, arms reach high. Exhale, lean and fly. Inhale, mountain pose, root to rise, elbows wide, sigh out the breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. We're picking up the pace. Halfway lift is your inhale. Exhale, hands plant, right foot steps back, drop the knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, maybe that little back bend. Exhale, half splits, left leg straightens ish. Breathe in, low lunge, pop the right knee off the mat, and breathe out to plant your right hand. Left arm high as you inhale, simple twist. Exhale, horizon lunge. Inhale, lift in rainbow, listen all the way to Skandasana. Breathe out, right knee bends. Inhale, 5-pointed star, open the body. Exhale, warrior 2, left knee bends. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, low lunge, hands frame your left foot. Take a breath in here. Exhale, high plank pose. We're gonna inhale through the nose. Exhale, heels to the right. Inhale, lift back up to center. Exhale, heels to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, heels to the right. Inhale, left arm high. Take a big breath in side plank pose. Breathe out, chaturanga or downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra or locust or chin stand, whatever you want. Downward facing dog is where we're meeting. High on the toes, right away, big breath in. Bend your knees, look at your hands, and exhale, step, hop, or float. Halfway lift your breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Inhale, arms to the sky. Inhale through the nose, reach up, up, up. Right away, forward fold. Listen, build that heat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, left foot only steps back, drop the left knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Breathe in, low lunge, back knee off the mat. Breathe out, plant your left hand. Inhale, right arm high. Exhale, horizon lunge. Inhale, lift and rainbow the body. And exhale, Skandasana, left knee bends. Inhale, 5-pointed star. How much space can you take up? And exhale is warrior 2, right knee bends. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands frame your right foot. Breathe in here, strong in the core, puff up the upper back. Breathe out, high plank pose. 1 inhale. Heels to the left, weight is equal in the hands. Inhale, lift the heels to center. Exhale, heels to the right. Inhale, lift back up to center. You're so good. Exhale, heels to the left, right arm high, side plank pose. 1 breath in, bump the hips up. Breathe out, chaturanga or downward facing dog. In our downward dog, we breathe in through the nose. In our downward dog, we choose where we are on that breath out. Inhale, high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look at your hands, step, hop, or float it. Halfway lift, your inhale, palms to shins or thighs. Weight in the heels as you breathe out, chair pose, Utkatasana, you've got it. And listen, we're gonna hold. We're gonna be here for a minute. And I want you to trust your body to be right here. I want you to trust me when I tell you that you are capable and strong enough to hold this pose. That we practice cultivating that strength right here. We practice here because on our yoga mats, we're in control. I mean, what a privilege to pause and practice what it's like to be resilient in our lives, to dig a little deeper. In fact, as we hold this chair pose, take a full breath in and feel that strength in the fingertips. As you breathe out, sit a little lower. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, drinking bird with the heels, the hips, and the hands nose straight down. Now, in your drinking bird, use your tools. Use your tools you've been practicing this whole time. Feel that resistance band on the outer thighs. Feel the low ribs knit in. Even the tailbone scoops underneath you to feel the low belly engage. Now, stay on your toes, come back to chair. Right? And then we sit a little lower. And we sit a little lower. And then we pause with hips hovering off heels and we remind ourselves that we've got this, that we're capable. We're here for 5. And you are so strong here for 4. Don't doubt yourself for 3. Notice what you are practicing for 2 and 1. Take a seat. Extend your legs out in front of you. Plant your feet on the ground, hands behind the thighs. We'll take a breath in to lift through the chest. And then a breath out around the spine, seated cat. Inhale, seated cow. And exhale, seated cat. Breathe in, seated cow. And then pause here. Scoop your tailbone. Feel your low ribs draw down, but your heart stay lifted. So it's like that perfect combo of cow and cat. Nice long spine. You might scoot the heels in further. You might float 1 foot. You might float 2. And here we are in boat pose. And I'm sure we've all got our own variations that we like, right? This might be good. Feet down might be good, right? You might open one arm up, you might open up two. Arms might reach high. But whatever you choose, know that it's your choice. So if you're there and it's not working, make an adjustment. If you're there and the answer is that you need to adjust your mindset, adjust your mindset. You're strong. Don't doubt it. Extend your arms forward if you're not there already. Keep your left leg where it is and lower your right leg to a hover. And we're here for 3. And we're breathing even if it's shaky for 2 because we're strong. And 1, inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, lower that left leg. And again, it's just for 3, right? It's nothing. For 2, you've got this. And 1, inhale, lift back up for our boat pose. Now both legs lower, chest stays lifted for 5. Arms open wide, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the knees. Plant the feet. Sweep your legs out behind you. Downward facing dog is where we're headed. And as you find your downward dog, be there. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Soft jaw, we inhale. Soft forehead, we exhale. Let's flow it out a little bit here. Breathe in, lift high on your toes. Breathe out, bend your knees, look at your hands, step or hop it. Halfway lift a breath in. And forward fold your breath out. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up, 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 and then sigh out that resistance, elbows wide. Ha! Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift is a breath in. Right foot only steps back as you breathe out. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, arms sweep up. Exhale, half splits, maybe arms fly out behind you. Hold here, 1 breath in. Hold here, 1 breath out. Inhale, low lunge, right knee off the mat, and listen. Exhale, chaturanga, lower just halfway down. 3-legged dog, left heel to the sky. And as you breathe out, bend your left knee. Peel the left knee, open scorpion dog, big breath in through the nose. Left knee to right elbow, cross it up. Inhale, 3-legged dog, straighten the left leg. Exhale, low lunge, step through top of the mat. Left arm high as you breathe in. Horizon lunge, breathe out. Inhale, lift in rainbow. Exhale, skandasana, right knee bends, and we find our 5-pointed star, breathe it in. Exhale, goddess pose, elbows wide, heels in, right? I kind of like to work it out a little bit at first just to feel what's happening with those inner thighs and see where they're at. But we've done some openings, so you should be all right here. What I want you to think about is scooping your seat, knitting your low ribs, and then feeling your elbows like they're an extension of your sternum. And then let's reach the arms wide here, palms face forward, straighten your legs. Parallel your right foot towards the back edge of your mat, and warrior 2, everything stays the same. Nice open heart. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. We'll pause here, right? Nice long side body line. Breathe in and breathe out. Trust that front leg, right? Knee over ankle, big breath in. And big breath out. Keep your knee where it is. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Trust the power of those muscles. Sink your back hip forward. Breath out. 1 more inhale through the nose. Triangle pose on your breath out. Kick the hips back. Low ribs knit. Heart stays open. Breath in. And breath out. Inhale through the nose. You're so good. And exhale. Nice. Now breathe in for your high crescent lunge. And we breathe out, lean and fly. Standing right knee raise. Inhale through the nose. We lift everything up, up, up. Yeah. And we expand up into those fingertips. Now I'm going to turn to face you. I want you to think about your tools even here. Right, weight in the left heel, scoop your tail, knit your ribs. Now arms reach high. We breathe in through the nose. Open your right arm wide. And then find the inside edge of your right foot. And so for me right away, I need to kind of like bend my body. But then let's pull it back into alignment. Right knee down, tailbone heavy, low ribs knit. We're not here for the greatest arch of our backs. This is not like our cow pose. We're looking to just expand the chest. So with the ribs knitted, can we lift the heart? Extend the left arm high and kick right foot into right hand. Take a full breath in through the nose and a full breath out. Inhale just here and now tip forward as you breathe out. Without the slingshot, release the right foot. Airplane pose is our breath in. Option to stay here. Option to dip the nose down. Full breath in. Low lunge, hands down, right foot down, breathe out. Inhale, left arm high. Side plank pose, step it back. Taking the variation that you need, staggered, stacking, maybe lifting a foot. Breathe in here. Breathe out chaturanga or down dog on your breath out. We pause and we inhale and we pause and we breathe out right here. Our thoughts become easier the more often we have them. We all know thoughts lead to our words, lead to our actions. So even this moment, this sort of in-between moment, where we kind of know what's coming, a little anticipation, but we're still right where we are. How do we show up? How do we dig a little deeper? How do we recommit not just our bodies and our breath, but our minds to being where we are? Inhale, lift high on your toes, please. Exhale, bend your knees, look at your hands and step, hop or floating. Halfway lift is your inhale. Forward fold, exhale, mountain pose. How tall can you grow? And then swan dive forward, bow it down. Halfway lift, a breath in. Hands plant, left foot only steps back, drop the knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, arms reach high. And then airplane arms, half splits on your breath out. Right, so one inhale here to hold and open through the chest. One exhale to knit the low ribs in. Inhale, low lunge, plant the hands, left knee lifts. Exhale, left hand firmly on the ground. It's right arm high as you breathe in. Horizon lunge on your breath out. Nice, inhale, lift in rainbow, and exhale, plant your right hand on the mat. Take a breath in through the nose, and as you breathe out, chaturanga, lower just halfway down. Three-legged dog, right heel high. We want to bend the right knee here first, and then peel the knee open, right? See if you can even out through the shoulders and the hands. Allow yourself one more breath in. Right knee to left elbow as you breathe out. Three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, low lunge, step through nice and easy. And now we inhale, take that right arm high to the sky. Beautiful, all the way to Skandasana, left knee bends. Inhale for our five-pointed star, body gets big. I'm gonna turn to face you. And exhale, goddess pose. Nice, full breath in. And full breath out. And now we're gonna add on here. Go to release your right elbow down to your thigh and wrap your left arm up and over, side body stretch. A full inhale through the nose. Can we dip the left hip down on the breath out? Inhale back to goddess. Exhale, left arm down, and we breathe and reach the right arm up and over. Breathe out to even out through the hips. Inhale up for our goddess. Exhale, arms reach wide. We take a full breath in. And then we straighten through the legs as we breathe out. Warrior two, parallel your left foot. Gaze over your right hand. Breathe in. Sternum to fingertips, breathe out. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Nice. And then exhale, extended side angle. Right arm down, left arm wraps up and over. Right, knitting the ribs, sinking your left hip towards your right heel. We take a breath in. And we take a breath out here. Really nice job. Can we trust that front leg? Widen the right knee a little bit, engage the glutes. Sink the hips a little lower, keep that knee where it is. Reverse your warrior, big breath in. Hold here, trust your body, breathe out, let it get shaky, big inhale. Exhale, triangle pose, should feel good. Kick those hips back. Got right arm down and left arm high on the breath in. And then we settle a little lower on the breath out here. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Now listen, high crescent, rotate on the back toes, arms reach high as you breathe in. Exhale, lean and fly. Standing left knee raise, inhale. Yeah. And use your tools right away. I'll turn to face you, right? Weight in the right heel. Tuck the tail, knit the ribs. And then we'll open the left arm wide and grab the big toe side of the foot. Zip the inner thighs. Draw everything in and up. And then begin to kick into your left hand as the right arm reaches high. Full inhale. Even if it's wobbly, can you trust yourself? Breathe out. We're there. We're final push, right? So knowing that the end is in sight, can we let go of that end and focus on the present? Breathe in. Go ahead and tip it forward on your breath out. Airplane pose. Release the foot. Inhale. Expand across the chest. Exhale. Low lunge. Hands to the mat. Breathe in. Take your right arm high. And breathe out. Side plank pose. Step it back. Full inhale. Full exhale. Trust your body. Hold here. 3 rounds of breath. You're good. Tuck your tail. Zip those thighs. Zip the low ribs. And trust that breath. You're so good. Give me one more huge inhale through the nose. And exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. This is not an escape. This moment on your mat is an opportunity to grow, to expand, to cultivate what you want to get better at, and to trust yourself every step of the way. Take an inhale through the nose, please. Open mouth, sigh out that breath. Inhale high on your toes. Exhale, let's drop those knees to the mat. And then sit back over our heels, extending the legs long. Just a little shake of the legs, right? Locating your sits bones underneath you here. Perfect. And if you want a little bend, keep a little bend. We're going to keep our left leg extended and then bend the right knee a lot, planting the right foot on the mat. Now, option to stay right here, or option to take your right foot and step it over the left leg. Extend your right arm high, and then twist to the right side of your room, planting the right hand behind you. Reach the left arm high here as you breathe in, and we wrap the left arm around that right thigh, right? So we can either hug it in towards the body, or maybe the elbow finds its way all the way to a hook. Breathing in, and breathing out. Nice, couple more rounds of breath. Inhale. And exhale. Full breath in here. And a full breath out. Gently releasing back to center. We'll take a counter twist, hands fall off to the left side. And then we'll just extend the right foot forward to meet the left, maybe a little shake. Right, moving on to side two, bending the left knee here. Planting it on the ground and maybe stepping it over that right leg. Left hand behind you. Right arm reaches high to the sky. We take a big breath in and we find our twist on side two. Pausing here and holding for about 3 rounds of breath. Trusting that inhale, right? Trusting that exhale. Full breath in through the nose. And full breath out through the nose. Let's take one more breath in here. And one more breath out. Go ahead and release back to center. Extend your legs long. Give them a little shake. And then we'll bend the knees a lot. Extend the arms high to the sky as you inhale and slowly lower onto the back body as you breathe out. And right away, gather those knees up into the chest. Take your rock from side to side, almost the same way that we began. Letting it feel good in the body. Yeah. Beautiful. And then pausing in center, bringing the soles of the feet to the ground, letting your shoulder blades tuck a little further underneath you. Yeah. And in the shape, we'll find the same action we found before. So we breathe in to lift the belly for that kind of cow upper body. And then we breathe out round the spine into the mat for that cat. One more time, cow, we breathe in. And one more time, cat, we breathe out. Now hold here, lift the hips for your bridge pose. And this time you might dig a little deeper, right? Tuck the shoulder blades underneath you, even taking the fingers and interlacing them underneath the body. But if you're here, don't forget your tools. Scoop your tailbone, knit your low ribs in, right? Instead of the rib flare and the scoop and the curve in the low back, flatten through the tailbone. Lift the hips, zip the inner thighs just a little bit at the top, and then widen towards the bottom. Take one more breath in. Exhale, lower the body down to the mat. Bringing your right knee into your chest, we breathe in here. Half happy baby. Right hand finds the outside of the right foot. Maybe the back of the ankle or even the back of the thigh. And we just look for a gentle stretch in the outer hip, the inner thigh. And if it feels good, only if it feels good, extend your left leg out in front of you. If you try it and today's not the day, bend your left knee, plant your left foot, soften your jaw. Breathe in. And breathe out here. Have one more inhale, choosing to stick with this as you breathe out. Right ankle, left thigh, figure 4 in the back. So you can stay grounded and gently press the right thigh forward. Option to interlace hands behind the left thigh. Option for a little rock side to side. And if you need some more sensation, hands might interlace on top of that left shin. Or you can cradle your right shin into your chest, wrapping arms around that shin. But without worrying about how long we'll be here, I'm going to ask you to trust yourself where you are. To trust that this physical practice, as lovely as it is, as good as it feels, is only a small part of what's going on right now. If we can find patience in this pose right here, we get better at patience everywhere. If we can allow ourselves to commit to being where we are right here, we get a little bit better at showing up in every other place in our lives, right? We get better at being present in our jobs, in our relationships. Every moment of every day is a practice, and this is not excluded just because we're kind of resting. Give yourself one more inhale. Keep the cross of the legs, and as you breathe out, drop your left foot to the mat. We're going to lift the hips here, figure 4 bridge pose, and extend the right heel high. Take one more breath in. Right foot next to left, breathe out, and then inhale, lift your heels off the mat. Exhale, the body waterfalls down to the mat. Full breath in. Full breath out. Gather the left knee into the chest, and it's half happy baby. Left hand to the back of the ankle, thigh, or maybe the outside edge of the foot. Yeah, and then you play. Maybe the right leg extends, and maybe not. Maybe try something new today. Maybe you choose the thing that is a little bit more uncomfortable because it allows you to grow. Breathe in. And breathe out. How about one more inhale here? And one more exhale. And then we'll go ahead and take that left ankle and cross it over the right thigh, figure 4 on the back. So option to stay as you are, gently press the left thigh forward. Option to interlace hands behind the right thigh or on top of the right shin. That rock side to side feels good, or any other variation, you're welcome to find that. But letting this be your practice. Letting this be enough right here. Without fantasizing about the future or getting caught in the nostalgia of the past, can you actively pursue what it's like to be here? Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. We've got one more breath in just like this. And as you breathe out, release your right foot to the mat, but keep the left ankle crossed. Figure 4 bridge pose, tuck the shoulder blades, scoop the tail and lift the hips. And then go ahead and extend your left heel high. Full breath in through the nose. Exhale, left foot next to right. Now inhale, lift the hips and the heels up. And exhale, slowly body lowers to the mat. Begin to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Reach your arms long on either side of the body, palms face the ceiling. And then knees fall off to one side or the other. And there's no wrong side. We're going to do both, so just find the one that feels good. If it feels good to turn your head away from your knees for an additional little twist, go for it. The eyelids start to get heavy. We start to soften the body. This is kind of the tricky part in a lot of ways. It seems so easy, right? Because when we slow down, we think it means rest. And yet, oftentimes we slow down and our mind has a lot to say about it, right? It starts arguing with us about all the things we need to take care of, what we could be spending this time on, how we could be organizing or planning or reviewing. But all of that is beyond the present moment. All of that exists outside of our current reality. And life only happens where we are. This moment only happens one time. This opportunity to practice happens once. So what competencies are you cultivating here? What are you getting better at? How are you training your brain in this moment? I mean, this is beyond yoga in some ways. As we train our brains, they start to work for us instead of fighting us. Breathe in. Breathe out. What we do now creates who we become. Slowly lift your knees up through center. Let them fall to the second side. If it feels good to turn your head, turn your head. If it doesn't, then don't. Let the quiet serve your growth rather than becoming a barrier. You're good. You've got this. Even if it's a little uncomfortable, you've got this. With care and knowing that there is no rush, go ahead and roll your knees up to center and gather them into your chest. And one final time, we'll find legs up the wall, heels towards the ceiling. Maybe a little wiggle of the toes feels good. And we breathe in, lowering the legs to the mat with care on the breath out. Flipping the palms to face the ceiling if it feels good for our final resting pose. And if you like that traditional resting pose of Shavasana, corpse pose, stay just like you are. If there's another shape that would feel better, then as usual, find that shape. Do what feels good. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself now so that you can show up and fight later. Cultivate what needs cultivating here so that you can step into your strength for the entire world when the time comes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. And relax. Take the effort out of the breath, the work out of the forehead. We soften the roof of the mouth and the jaw at the same time. I will bring you back up in a couple minutes. But for right now, just be. Just be. So you are, of course, welcome to relax in this shape as long as it serves you today. I like to close with a passage from Morgan Harper Nichols' book, All Along You Are Blooming. She says, take heart, do not be afraid. The future may be uncertain, but there is no need to hide away. Every day is an opportunity to courageously show up. Even when you do not feel equipped or that you will be enough, let grace surprise you, setting fire to your bones, strengthening your mind in the wild of your unknowns. Even now, even this moment of quiet and stillness is a practice. An opportunity. If you feel called, you may work your way up to a seated position if that feels good. Find one that does feel good, right? Maybe cross-legged or resting on your shins. But once you found your seat, choose it. And together we'll take a breath in and reach our arms up overhead. Nice open mouth exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you so much for doing yoga with me today. It is my favorite thing in the world, and I'm always so honored to share it with you. I'd like to take a moment as well to thank the people in the culture who created this practice of yoga that we all benefit from. And from the bottom of my heart, I bow humbly to each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Just so you know, one last thing. Before you go, my goal is to make this Saturday class an ongoing every Saturday at 10:30 class. I know it's been a little hit or miss up until now, but I'd love to see you on the weekends moving forward. So thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, feel free to pop on for a second, or always you can shoot me an email or DM me. Love you all so much. Thanks, Chelsea. Thanks, Abby. Thanks, Rach, Alex, Julie, Mike, I guess. Lizzie, always good to have you on here. See you, Martha. Bye, Jenny.